Hey, it fucking worked. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the 42 show.
Spoils the intro straight away.
Yeah, tonight we're looking at something real important in life, too. Flatulence. Is it truly just a little humor among friends, or is it an environmental menace that's going to kill us all? Coming up.
Oh, nurse.
I don't know why I had to do that. It fucking worked there or whatever. You know?
You just do it again.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Stop fucking swearing.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay. The back of a man's head.
Yeah. Hey, it's all right, everybody, because Britain is deploying 007-style spies to snoop on Donald Trump. Security chiefs are convinced the permatanned president will be back in the White House. Dun, dun, dun. They want to send spooks to build a dossier on the potential national security implication of Trump's return for a second term should he beat Joe Biden in the US autumn election. Analysts from MI6 are working with the Foreign Office on a report reviewing the potential impact of such a result on national security and international diplomacy, which there'll be a distinct lack of. A surveying intelligence source said, now listen here, 007, there is a report being prepared by a dedicated desk of MI6 analysts who would have looked at Trump's probability of winning, and they have gamed out the scenarios if it were to happen. This intelligence report listing the impacts of national security at home and abroad, including the UK's relationship with the US, as well as the impact of ongoing conflicts in Europe and the Middle East. So go out there and kill him. Yeah.
Oh no! Shut up! It's only supposed to do it twice. Goddamn button. I think this is a great mission for 007 because he does have a license to kill. So.
And maybe you just work at the bar making mixes or something. I don't know. But it's interesting. It is interesting because the ex-president has previously warned the world was on the brink of World War III after a furious rant following the drone strike in Jordan. And of course he said, well, it would never have happened if I were still president. Yeah, right, okay. Because, nothing bad happens when you're president, is it?
Yeah, what he meant to say was it wouldn't have taken this long to happen if he was president.
Yeah, World War III would have been over by now.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In the bag and dusted. Yeah, hopefully. But, it makes sense to me. Like, I'm sure up here are CSIS and whatever other branches of acronyms we have where there's smart people with guns snooping around and listening to people. I'm sure they're doing that over this whole thing with Trump as well, because he just won another primary where he had, no opposition. Was it Nevada? Can't remember. Yeah, leave it to a toilet town like Reno, where basically it's just a wannabe Las Vegas, to just go, yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll have him. We don't care. We've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. So, and an ongoing piracy thing that's been going on recently, again. A bunch of film companies and whatnot through a lawyer team have been going at Reddit because they have piracy threads on Reddit where you can talk about, trying to get an invite to sites or other things. And so they subpoenaed saying, we want the IP addresses of the users. And it went to court and Reddit won again. Because what it is they don't have a case if they don't know who the case is against. So they're trying to fish for defendants and witnesses, and you're not allowed to do that. There's I think it's one of the amendment protections of self prosecution. No, not you can't harm yourself for whatever that rule is that y'all got down there. This is what stopped it from happening. So hooray. Because just simply going on a site and saying, oh, I don't think I'd, want to pay for that movie. I'd probably pirate it. Doesn't mean that you should owe somebody $3,000 right?
like PJ says in the chat, it's perfectly legal to talk about it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, IP addresses don't really. Well, that doesn't really mean a lot, to be honest with you.
That's right. In Canada, the ISPs will send you out a letter if you're downloading, and it goes on to surmise as they want us to give your name to the IP address, but legally they have to have your name in order to do anything, and we're not giving it to them. But we're just informing you that maybe somebody's using your network in a bad way, and you should monitor more. That's really what they do, right? They don't care. They're not spending huge amounts of money to do their job for them. Screw off,
See, normally, if somebody's investigating like really nefarious stuff on the internet, what they normally do is send a mole in to try and find stuff.
Right.
They don't just go, "Oh, Reddit, just give us all the information."
Yeah, exactly.
You actually do some investigation.
Mm. Yeah. What? That's what it really comes down to. It's just they just want to do it through the courts instead of actually putting their rubber gumshoes on and doing the job, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of doing the job, everybody knows those pills.
Ooh, what are they the ones you put in the toilet? According to a recent study, Viagra, the well-known pill for erectile dysfunction, could potentially lower the risk of
disappointment.
No,
grumpy girlfriend.
The other one. Oh, no, the other one.
Loose underwear.
No, Alzheimer's.
Right.
Yeah. According to a recent
you should get some.
Yeah, I should. Oh, I wish I could. Researchers discovered men who were prescribed the blue pill or similar medications were 18% less likely to develop dementia than those who didn't take the drugs. However, it's important to note that this is observational study, can't confirm if Viagra and similar pills actually protect against Alzheimer's, or if men less likely to develop the condition use these tablets. So if you've got a floppy willy, you're more likely not to have Alzheimer's. If you've got a raging hard-on, maybe if you have got a raging hard-on dick that's drawing all the blood out your brain, I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on.
Is the correlation between taking the pill and having a better cognitive functions when you're older, or is it the exercise you get from taking the pill? Like, do you just have to sit there with a hard rod for 4 hours a day watching, Merv Griffith's show reruns or something, or do you have to actually have a sexual partner involved in this?
Well, I'll come back to that the point. Dr. Ruth Brower of University College London and her team analysed medical records, not men, I should say. Over 260,000 men were diagnosed with erectile dysfunction, but showed no signs of memory or thinking problems. She also complained it was the worst dating app she'd ever used. That's probably a good dating app, actually. You're finding men with raging hard cocks. I don't know. We can't say the drugs are responsible, but it just gives us food for thought. Yum, yum, yum. Makes me hungry. This is the thing. It's saying we need to have proper clinical trial. Does that mean they're going to give Viagra to men to see if that makes their cognitive skills any better while they're sitting there with an enormous erection?
That's the thing. I mean, is it because you have to use your imagination to therefore enjoy the erection because you're sitting home alone that keeps your brain like, you know what? I
don't know. What do I do with this erection? I don't know. Give it a book to read. I don't know.
I'll put a duster on the end of it. Walk around the house. It's just.
Oh yeah, what's that? Sign your penis up to brilliant.org and see how well it does on the puzzles. I don't know. Our sponsor tonight, Viagra and brilliant.org. So,
I'm gonna make an adapter that you can stick onto your mouse, and it's like a little cup so that you can have penis mouse, and you can just take your pill and then go and play one of those touchy games.
No, but see, my penis is so good. It can actually use the Vision Pro and use its one eye to direct the information. But now this is an interesting thing I didn't know about. But Viagra was initially created to treat angina and high blood pressure, which is kind of funny because it's kind of like doing the opposite, really. However, when the Welsh miners participating in the trial in Merthyr Tydfil noticed a surprising intimate side effects. So just imagine all these Welsh miners going around with raging hard-ons.
So Viagra,
but my angina's cleared up.
but Viagra is a pill that's being sold based on the side effect, not the actual function of the drug. This is
I know.
Wow.
I wish I could do a Welsh accent now, but I won't.
Can you imagine on the side of the Viagra box, it says, prolongs hard-ons up to 3 or 4 hours, also makes your heart disease. I mean,
yeah. It's a side effect. Don't worry,
Oh, okay. That was a good one. Okay, so we now turn to a story of a man who obviously needs to take more Viagra, but poor Biden in the States was just put through this, a few hours of questioning and stuff. And the report is he has diminished faculties, faulty memory, significant limitations. And this is coming, conspicuously near voting time and everything. So, grain of salts and all, but
it's not wrong. It's not
right?
wrong, is it?
But the special counsel report released on Thursday paints the 81-year-old president as suffering from a mental decline, and it points to several examples from Biden's hours-long interviews with investigators. They include Biden struggling to remember what years he was vice president and being way off when discussing the year of his son's death. Touchy subject to pull on the guy, though. Come on.
Yeah.
And furious Biden has reacted at an impromptu evening news conference where he fumed at the special counsel for mentioning his dead son. But as proof of his fitness, he then started to cite some major legislation and other wins, but he promptly undermined his own message by referring to Egypt's "I'll come stick it in my bum" as president of Mexico. So it's... Yeah.
Hey, it's really good at answering the trivia questions you put in the community post, though.
Yeah. I do applaud his effort there, but I think he has Trivia Pursuit Junior Edition. So
he's learned them all by heart.
Exactly. He's been playing it for years, right?
Yeah, centuries.
So you've got a choice between a dude who probably messes his own pants 3 times a week and a guy who would sell his mother's underpants for $5 if he could get the chance. These are the people you're probably going to be voting for in the States. If I was y'all, I would just get together and form a third party and get somebody like Stephen Colbert to lead it. Why not? Right?
Yes.
Is he an American?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah. The president of NATO.
Oh dear, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel sorry for Americans because really, even the Joe Biden supporters are barely supporting him. They just don't want Trump. It's as simple as that.
They're
now.
supporting him because he'll fall over when giving him a speech. If like literally, it's physical support now, right?
Yeah. They wait for that TV program, President's Funniest Moments.
They're going to put him in leg calipers so he doesn't start shivering and shaking. But no, I mean, we shouldn't tease that much, right? But I mean,
we should.
Yeah, well, I mean, we tease the other side enough. We got to be a little bit balanced, right? But I mean,
unlike his legs.
But I mean, like it sucks when you look at your 2 choices and you're like, number 3, who's behind the door? Is it Krusty the Clown? Come on, well, let's go with that.
Yeah. I'll vote for the Top Gear backup car, please.
Exactly. Yeah. So, No, this is not Elvis's grave.
Yeah, you'd have thought it was, wouldn't you? Oh my God. A lavish grave dedicated to the so-called, in quotes, King of Sheffield continued to leave locals raging nearly 2 years after it was unveiled. The elaborate tomb marks the resting place of a Big Willie Collins, nothing to do with Viagra, who died in July 2020, age 49. The gravestones for a bare knuckle. What did I say? A bare knuckle boxer, popularly known as Big Willie, when it was unveiled in March 2022. The monument is thought. The monument is thought to be made of a staggering 37 tons of Carrara marble.
Wow.
Featuring, and this is not tacky, featuring a solar-powered jukebox that blasts out Willie's favourite songs. It also boasts flashing LED lights and a life-size statue of the bare knuckle boxer alongside depictions of Jesus and scenes in the Bible. Four floors and a marble bench.
So he's got a solar-powered laser beam stereo. It's like the song by Prism, Spaceship Superstar. Oh my God! We got to do shout-outs. Crazy Cat 1 has gifted out 2 Shills memberships. Woohoo! Woohoo! Thank you, Crazy Cat 1. We'll figure out in the credits who got them, and welcome to the family. That's about what it'll take for me to do that properly. So this is like, I thought it was going to be just made of like crappy concrete or something, but it's real. It's like, that must have been a lot of cash, man.
It does kind. You do kind of like feel like it's, if it was made of fiberglass, it would still look hideous. But apparently, it must have cost around about £200,000 to construct.
Oh my God.
So this King of Sheffield, he was a pretty wealthy dude by all accounts. But the imposing marble structure was branded as an eyesore, really, when it was unveiled, with some left questioning how the monstrosity was ever allowed to be built, expressing their frustration after they were told they weren't allowed to put a small picket fence around their graves for their loved ones.
And this guy rebuilt like Zeus's grave site or something, right?
It's like taking over so many spots in the graveyard. It's like people complaining, well, there's not enough room to bury people anymore because of it. But the council claimed the planning permission was not sought before the structure was erected and are now trying to have it removed. However, Willie's family said there would be very bad riots if it was touched. They've even hired a security guard to monitor the area.
Holy shit, really?
That's probably one of the he's probably dressed as one of the statues in the background there.
Yeah. It's actually got eyes that are cameras, right? So they can,
It's bonkers. It's absolutely hideous. Can you imagine it?
Man. I mean, at least it's not in the guy's front yard or something, right? Imagine the neighbors. I got one here that I want to make sure we get in for sure. Oh, wait a minute. I jumped ahead. Did I? Yeah. I did. So new complete law has been passed. We reported it was, trying to be, but AI can now not be used to deny healthcare coverage in the United States because it had already gotten out of hand with AI-based decisions denying people what they should have been able to get with their own coverage.
Yes, that should be left to the lousy insurance men, the humans, to do that sort of thing, because they're really good at that. They don't want the AI to take their jobs.
Yeah, insurance has become a bit of a joke. It used to be that they would collect money from people for the insurance, and some people they would have to pay out on, lots not, and overall they'd make money. But now insurance companies treat every single person as if they have to be profit. And anything that happens, like, somebody runs into your car and you get a ding on your fender and you take it in to get fixed, your rate goes up. Why? What did I do? Why is it on mine?
It makes no sense whatsoever.
But it's totally out of hand. They've taken the you legally have to have insurance to drive thing and turned it into a free ticket to just print money. right? It's out of hand. That's an industry that needs reform, as far as I'm concerned, especially here in British Columbia, where our only choice is provincial insurance. So how do you think an industry with no competition run by the government works fairly to the consumer? It doesn't. Let me just, spoiler alert. Yeah. But for in our friends to the south there, it's a really good thing that they can't be using this crap AI to make decisions now and stuff. You should not be able to do that when it's health insurance. This is a big deal.
Yeah, we're gonna start seeing more and more rulings on what you're not allowed to use AI for. I think a lot of people, once this kicks in, I think a lot of people will just cautionally say, no, AI is not going to be able to do that.
Yeah. I think AI will not be allowed to do most things in a very short point of time here because people are already freaking out, right?
Yeah. And of course, people are adopting it too early. That's probably the biggest problem.
Huge. But there was that thing where AI was better able to diagnose sickness and issues from x-rays than humans. I remember we covered that. So there's this weird thing going on, right?
Yeah.
And I think it comes down to who is in control and using the AI, and do they have an honest, I want this AI to heal you and diagnose you, or are they using the AI to say, find the loopholes to make sure we don't have to pay out?
Yes.
Right? There's your big difference here.
Definitely if you can use it as a consultancy tool or something,
Yeah. So it comes down to honesty. And unfortunately, in big business, that means we lose again.
Yeah.
So here, let me line up. This is funny when you first think of it. But then when you think, you realize, it must be, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. When you start to think about it, it stinks.
Yeah.
People climbing Mount Everest will now have to clear up their own poo and bring it back to base camp to be disposed of. Our mountains have begun to stink. And this is his name, Mingma Sherpa. What a name! Chairman of the rural. I'm not going to say it. Yeah. The Pasang Lahamu Rural Municipality. I can't even say that. Never mind his name. The municipality, which covers most of the Everest region, has introduced the new rule as part of the wider measures being implemented. Due to extreme temperatures, excrement left on Everest does not fully degrade. We are getting complaints that human stools are visible on rocks and some climbers are falling sick. This is not acceptable and erodes our image. Climbers attempting Mount Everest, the world's highest peak, and nearby Mount Lhotse, is that Lhotse? I don't know. Will be ordered to buy so-called poo bags at the base camp, which will be checked on their return. What are you checking for?
Yeah, Dave, can you check their bags for shit, please? Oh God, I hate this job.
No, this isn't human one. This is dog poo. You can't do that. Leave that. Oh. During the climbing season, mountaineers spend most of their time at base camp, acclimatizing to the altitude, where they have separate tents that are erected as toilets with barrels underneath collecting the excrement. Oh, lovely. Oh. They then go off to use them to make whiskey and store whiskey. Jack Daniels. But once they begin their treacherous journey, things get a bit more difficult. Most climbers and support staff tend to dig a hole, but the higher you go up the mountain, some locations have less snow, so you have to just go out the toilet in the open. Although no official figures exist, his organization estimates there are around 3 tons of human excrement between Camp 1 and the bottom of Everest and Camp 4 towards the summit.
That's like, oh my God, truckloads here. Like,
now you do know they do keep saying that Everest is getting higher each year. There you go. That's why.
What they should use is Noah's Ark. Isn't it up there on the mountain somewhere? And just use that as a bathroom stop, right? It has stalls and everything in it, isn't that? Oh no, that's Ararat. Yeah.
What you should do is they should take a poo because it's obviously going to freeze. You'll just get a nice frozen lump. But just take some driving golf clubs with you and just take a good crack at it. Fall.
Yeah, there. Send that down to base camp in a hurry.
It could be a way.
You should
just drones.
Drones. What they need is pressurized air cannons with toilet seats on the top. So you go and that loads the cannon, and then you get to shoot it off the mountain. It'd be brilliant. Yeah, totally. It would double the tourism, right? Shoot your shit from a cannon on Mount Everest.
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
Yeah, shit your Nerf guns or something. Yeah.
Exactly.
See, we can solve the problems. Just come to us. We'll solve the problems for you.
Yeah. We're here for you like that. We would love to assist. Okay, sorry. There. I just wanted to make sure I'm in order here. For some reason, I dragged a couple of times, clicked and dragged, so I got my pages all screwed up here. Yeah, here's one. Yet another AI type thing. It's kind of a theme today, I guess. But the London Underground has been testing real-time AI surveillance tools to spot crime and other things. And from October 22nd to September 23rd, every single person that used the London Underground, I think you guys call it the Tube, right?
Oh yeah.
You guys were
we call it the Underground as well.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, they were totally hardcore modern AI monitoring people. So like the facial models would have been done and stuff, and people have been profiled even if they didn't know your exact name. But if you have a pass, I'm sure they did. And oh yeah, they did, find a decent amount of crime through it and stuff. But how much do you justify the Big Brother approach when really you're just finding a few fare dodgers and stuff, but you're breaching everybody's privacy to do it, instead of just paying a few people to go and mingle about and be like undercovers and watch and stuff the old way, right? You know what I mean? I'm not sure I'm cool with all of this stuff. I'm not cool with anything that Transport for London does, because it's being run by Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, and he's a sneaky weasel of a little tit. Sorry to get not. There's nothing political. He just is, and he's the part. The problem behind the ULEZ cameras going up everywhere. Just pay per mile for roads and all sorts of stuff. Oh, that's revolting.
Anything he does, he just I don't trust him, because he's up to no good. He's going to find a way just to make money out of it. But that's my
if he
opinion.
wants to do paper roads and stuff like that, I understand that for like delivery people doing Amazon and stuff, because you know what? Yeah, they're making trillions of dollars, grab a bit of it for yourself, right? I understand that. But don't screw over somebody that makes like $18 an hour or whatever working at a coffee shop, you useless fuck. The hell is wrong with people? Privileged piece of fucking
Well, the thing is, we already pay per mile anyway, because it's in the duty of petrol and
huge,
so
right?
So we're already paying for it. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. We'll do it in the after
show. Yeah, so we got 8:30 on the clock here. Liam Wakefield just came in with a member message. Can the AI catch the pizza stealing rat at Houston? I don't know the reference, but if there was a little rodent stealing pizza in my world, I wouldn't get a trap. I'd have a 12 gauge shotgun just so I could turn him into Swiss cheese. Fucking pizza thief.
Yeah, the only pizza thief you've got in your area is Felix.
Oh, yeah. I order 2 pizzas, I get a couple of pieces, and he has pizza, right? Fuck, he's skinny, but he just, I don't know, Yeah. So let me see here. Where are we going now? Oh, yeah, this is such a cool photo.
Whoa, look at that. Look at that erection there. Oh, no Viagra was involved.
I was just going to say, count the blue pill action. No, it didn't need it.
Yeah, a man has been awarded the Guinness World Record for the world's tallest structure using matchsticks after his first effort was rejected. The Frenchman Richard Plord built the model of the Eiffel Tower using 700,000 matchsticks.
Whoa!
They said they rejected him because the structure must be built from matches that are available to the public for purchase and don't have flammable red tips. Now, he started off the tower using, these sort of like matches you can just buy. Yeah. But he got really tired of cutting the red tips off, and of course, that's probably a bit of a bomb disposal point if you've got 700,000 match heads. But so he ended up contacting the main French manufacturer of matches. And he just bought the wooden sticks, the rods.
Makes perfect sense because the tips of 700,000 matches all in a hole in the ground, you know what you call that? A volcano.
A bomb.
Yeah. Jesus.
A BAM. Yeah. It's a BAM. And anyway, he said he didn't know that would disqualify him, but he spent 8 years assembling 700,000 matches to build the world's tallest structure made out of matches, which measures 7.19 meters high. That's pretty tall.
Holy!
So he submitted the application to the Guinness World Records, and they just went, nah, without even looking at it. Didn't even look at it. But now, after reviewing his case, Guinness World Records have admitted they were a bit heavy-handed in applying the rules. Mark McKinley, director of the Central Record Services, said, having learned more about the techniques used by matchstick model community, and after a second review of his achievement in relation to similar record titles that we've been awarded, it seems we've been a bit heavy-handed in the application of our rules, and therefore he can have the title.
Good.
Yeah. It's like people have been matchmaking models for years have been made by just using matchsticks that they come in a bag.
Yeah.
That don't have the bloody explosive tip on the end of it. That's just how it's done. They've been doing it for years. I had it like that when I was a kid. Yeah. So can you imagine me going down to the corner shop? Could I have 700,000 matches, please?
Yeah,
because I'm building a model of the oven. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't let a kid have that.
And then you call the police. No, I need bomb disposal. Yeah, no, I just made the HMS Pinafore or whatever, and I've got a lot of tips to dispose of here. I mean, what,
Yeah. Yeah, I made a model of Oppenheimer's first bomb out of matchsticks. And I'm ready to detonate.
Yeah. I filled a Morris Marino with them, and I'm, better send a tow truck quick.
Silly sods. I mean, talk about sticklers for rules.
Yeah. So, the fight with Apple and upcoming Google as well in the EU with the whole walled gate to the garden approach to the App Store. And there's the whole fight with Epic Games and stuff that has now started to break it open. Well, one of Apple's biggest arguments was that if you stay with the App Store, you are infinitely safer than you are if you're able to sideload an app. And to prove it, a company faked a version of LastPass, a supremely popular password storage app. And they got up on the Apple Store and people downloaded it, and it's a completely malicious, awful thing. It's called LastPass, and they literally looks exactly the same. It's fraudulent as hell. And LastPass were the ones that discovered it and had to alert Apple to it. They didn't even catch it.
No.
So if Apple's screaming and yelling saying, oh, but the App Store is the safe place, otherwise you could end up in danger, and then they've just endangered a whole whack of people by putting up an obvious fraudulent copy of nothing less than a password manager, an app that's supposed to, by its very nature, help you keep your passwords safe.
embarrassing.
Oh, wow. Right. So, worst possible timing with this legal stuff all in motion still and whatnot. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. And I'm not Apple bashing completely because, as some of you know, I do have all Apple products, basically phones, computers, tablets, and whatnot. But I still don't I still think this is the walled garden thing has to be pulled back some. It's too much,
Yeah, it's definitely a case where the actual organization itself is like fake. It's not like we're bashing the products because we love the products, but this is the organization itself. Yeah, come on, guys.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be like the shining beacon for everybody, and you screw up like this.
Exactly. Now, security is the topic of Dunk's next one, and we got to get this one in because it's funny as hell. So. A big radio antenna, right? Tell the story. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
It's a really nice short story because I've edited it down. I've taken all the guff out, and there's not a lot left. But in a bizarre crime, workers arrived at a radio station, WJLX 105 FM, to discover that the 200-foot tall radio tower that sits atop their building was stolen. The building itself was vandalized, presumably by the same brazen thieves. So, anybody out there with any information is asked to contact the Jasper Police Department on 205-221-2121. That's 205-221-2121.
They dismantled a 200-foot tall antenna.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Oh my God.
Actually, what they did was they actually covered it in matchsticks and then put it into the Guinness World Record as a model of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They disguised it.
Yeah, they used that as the mold, right? Yeah. But how, 200-foot tower, how does a radio station end up off the air long enough that you could steal a 200-foot tower?
It must be a popular station, this WJLX.
That's so strange. That's the strangest thing. We're just coming up on the end here. Is there anything I have to? There's a good question that we'll go to in the after show that was asked as well. A couple actually. So after show night. So there's a redirect as soon as the credits end. Follow that. We'll be there in 5 minutes. And thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you right away. It's weird.
Bye-bye.
And a big thanks to our team there we go. So big thanks to CF Beauty and the team for doing all they do in the background for us. We got BME, Shayna Caldwell, PJ CNET, Skits Crasher, Liam Wakefield, and Maya Atkinson's in the chat as well. Sunday, Bad Science Sunday. Check her show out for sure.
And to all the people who support the channel with your super chats and your donations and everything, thank you so much because it helps keep the lights on around here. It keeps Dick and Bear and Fish and Guppies and stuff like that. And also, don't forget to like the video if you like it. I liked it, so I'm going to like it. And don't forget to, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And especially, don't forget to share this video out. Yeah, just climb a tower, a radio tower, and put a sign.
Don't forget your shit bag.
Don't forget to burn your bottom with match heads with the Shills written on your bum. Make sure you do it backwards so everyone can read it. And then just post that in the Guinness Book of Records. And, the most burnt bum saying the Shills. Let's go for that for a record. See you next time. See you in the after show. Bye. Stay chilly.
Goodbye. See you in the after show.
If I won't get back, I'll